Hello everyone, welcome to Command Wolf Gaming. I'm CWG and welcome to, well, CWG's crafting table. So what is crafting table all about? Well, basically the crafting table is all about is basically hobby stuff. So like you'll see me building some models or fixing something or painting something. So it's just something I wanted to introduce to the channel and pretty much kick it off with a bang. So the first thing what I'm going to be doing today is actually hydro dipping. If you guys don't know what hydro dipping is basically painting a surface, right, with different colors using water. And it's actually very easily done. And one of the examples I have is actually my airsofting helmet. Now this is just a soft cover on here, but this face mask was just all one solid color, right? And I ended up painting it in all different colors. You can see some red, some white, black, green, and it's all just mishmash camouflage style. So yeah, we're going to be touching up this stuff in that camo style because I want to make sure that that is hidden when I'm recording in my airsoft games. I've only done one airsoft game. It didn't turn out well, but you know, quiso rasre. So for the most part, I don't want to have the base color as black. You always want to make sure you paint them the right color that you want it to. This actually has a filter on here, so I'm just going to remove this filter. There we go. So that we don't destroy any of the glass. So put that there, put that there. And we're pretty much ready to go here. So what I have over here on my left, or maybe to your right on the camera, I'm not entirely sure, is actually a paint booth that I have. And we're actually going to paint these first. We're going to paint these in a base color. So we're going to paint them in one of these camouflage colors that I have. So we got a black, we got a light green, we got a dark green, like a dark greenish, and we got a tan. So I like to have a base color of green, a dark green. I just feel like it turns out a little better, so we're just going to use that. Honestly, I could even use this red primer, this flat red, but because it has like a muddy feel to it. As you can see on my helmet, this is not exactly a bright red or anything. It's more like a mud clay color on there, so maybe I'll do that instead. Well, we're gonna have to see once we start spray painting if we like it or not. So first things we gotta do, obviously there's not much prep work we gotta do in these things. They're pretty much base metal, and yeah, the reason why I got these containers for the GoPro is because they help heat reduction. Basically they help contain the heat a little better than if we went and just use them out and open, because these will help dissipate the heat. This is aluminum. I'm going to push this closed because we want to paint, we want to make sure that all the mating surfaces are basically sealed, closed up, because we don't want anything to get messed up with that. So for this one, we're going to do in a base of the green, right? Because my helmet's already green, so we're going to use that. Now, it might get a little noisy in here because I'm going to be turning on the vent right now. So if you're painting at home, make sure to always spray paint out in an open area. Don't just spray paint in a closed area. I have a vent here, so this is going to be a lot more different than if you guys were to do it yourself. So there we go. We want to make sure we get all the surfaces done just so we can create that, you know, full feel on there. So while that's drying, we're going to take that away. We're going to take the next one because we can only do one at a time theoretically, right? And we're actually going to, I feel like leaving it a base black, but I think we'll do this one in a maybe a more reddish color will be done on that. I don't know how much we have left in here. It doesn't sound like we have a lot. So we use this red mud color. Just kind of want to turn it a little bit. We might be running out of this color, so we might have to rebase it in a different color. So I'm painting every single nook and cranny on this because I want to make sure that our surface will bond, right? But we also have this base color so it blends in nicely, because the stuff that I have here, the screws in particularly, they are they're going to be a bigger pain because they are colored differently. They have a very bright color to them. So let's just turn that a little bit more. So we can technically move this. I'm just going to move this just over like that, because we also got to flip it over and repaint it anyway. The other one's almost done drying as we speak, and we're actually going to paint that in a different color. We're actually going to paint that a tan color, right? Oh wait, that might not be good. Ah, there we go. Now I'm doing everything in a different color because I want to make sure that everything gets a different shade to it, so that it's not just one solid color. So now that we got that, we also got this one. I'm just going to put that right there because I don't want to touch that. And we're going to paint that. Okay. And now it's pretty much down to waiting. I might be able to pick this up and move out of the way so we can move back to the original. Yes, we can. It's probably gonna have to flip this around a little bit. I'm not so worried about the base because that'll be like attached to the helmet. But you know, it's one thing or another. So this is, I don't know if it's almost done or not, but I'm just gonna pick it up gently, move it out of the way, right? We're gonna pick this up. Looks like we got a little bit of tan on the side. That's fine. It's still a little tacky, so I'm just gonna leave that in the corner. Obviously, we'll do another coat on it pretty soon. Now we just gotta wait a little bit for everything to dry, because that's the major part here. It's about waiting for things to dry. It's actually a very damp day today, so it might take a little longer than expected to do. So, in the meantime, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we are back. So I let everything dry a little bit, right? And let me just turn this off real quick. That's a little too noisy. Anyway, so I let everything dry, and for the most part it didn't come out too bad. A little flaky, but that's fine. The painting I'm planning to do on here is camouflage painting anyway, like my helmet. So it's just gonna blend in naturally those extra little bumps and bruises, right? So this is my GoPro actually container. I also have my front to my Claymore. Now, what is the Claymore that I have? I actually got a, what was it called? The M18A1 Claymore. And I'll show you guys in a different episode if you guys want to watch this operating. It's actually a pretty cool mechanism in here, if not a little finicky, you know. So I took that front off, I painted it a different color. So it was once this color, now it's a darker green, as we can see. Oop. And it's actually really easy to take apart. So I want to change up that coloring so it has more of a more camouflage pattern to the front. This didn't come out too bad. This is my 360 camera housing case. I've only done maybe a couple 360 camera shoots so far. I'm looking to do more, especially with for VR and stuff. I actually have a separate channel called Veer on Veer.tv. If I remember, I'll leave it down in the comment section, just for you guys. Honestly, I don't know how much VR stuff I can do, just utilizing a 360 camera. So, but as you can see, I missed a couple of spots here, so I'll just touch that up real quick. So, and I'm pretty much at the done of the flat red. So this didn't come out too bad. This actually mounts in the front of the helmet, and I'm still waiting for the other thumb screw to get done, to dry, because that's a little bit more harder, especially since it's a really smooth flat surface and compared to this and this and this right here. So next thing we're gonna need to do this hydro is actually a container. You can use any container you want. Obviously, you need a container big enough for what you're doing. So if you're planning to do an airsoft gun barrel or something like that, or maybe you want to do like the face masks like I showed you before, you gotta need a big tray, a deep tray, because you want to make sure that the pattern gets in there correctly. So the one thing I gotta do is I actually gotta fill this with water, and then once I get the water in here, I'll be right back and we can move on to the next step. Alright guys, so now we got this tray filled with water. Now, the reason why I'm using this tray is because it has a shallow end and a deep end, right? And it's actually big enough for all the projects that I want to do it on. Obviously, you can use a bucket or a different size container for whatever you're looking to do. But this is going to be a very simple way of how we're going to paint this. So first of all, let me move my mic out of the way so we don't get paint on there. All right, so how we're going to do this, you would think, oh, camouflage painting is going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. It's actually fairly easy to do, and I actually discovered this on a different channel called King of Random. If you guys know that channel, we'll leave it down in the comment section down below. Obviously, it's actually a very cool, fun channel. I actually like going on there, seeing the different projects they do and everything like that. Some stuff I get to be like, meh. Other stuff, so I'm like, yeah, heck yeah. So, first things I want to do, I want to get a stirring stick. Like so. And I want to shake the paint. I mean, it's already pretty much pre-shaken, you know, but we want to make sure we got it shaken up. So you can use whatever colors you want in this configuration. Obviously, the more colors you use, maybe the better it's going to be. It all depends on, you know, how they interact with the water surface. I've seen these paints particularly, which are special camouflage painting in themselves. Some of them like spread out really far, others snap into the center, so it's really funky on how it interacts. So, all right, so the other stuff's almost dry as well. So, what I want to do is I want to start out with, let's say, tan. So what I'm going to do is spray it onto the surface. Like so. Obviously, the closer you are, the thicker the color is going to be. So there is a lot of fumes kicking up in here as well. So if you do have a face mask like I do, I would recommend wearing it. Obviously, I got a lot of airflow in here. In fact, I'm turning on my separate vent to get some more air circulation in here. So I should be relatively fine. And what I want to do is I want to go back between the colors, and we'll then get our camouflage painting on. Alright, so for the most part, it's done, right? I just want to do this real quick. I want to run this through here because I want to break up the coloring a little bit so it's a little bit more mishmash. And as you can see, it's actually creating a film on the top. That's what we want. We want that film. So the first one I'm going to do is actually my GoPro aluminum camera piece. So we're going to do like that. Push it down just gently. Bring it off to the side. And as you can see, we already got that camouflage pattern going. The tans, the light, the dark. It's all kind of squiggly squaggly. Obviously, some of this is just leftover you know, paint. Now that's fine. We're going to continue dipping it until we're satisfied. And obviously, if we need to add more colors, we'll add some more colors, and we'll just keep going until we're satisfied. All right, so I kind of like that, right? On all sides, you do see that camouflage pattern coming out. It's not going to be that hard to dry, but I wanted to make sure that the internals isn't messed up, just because the camera is definitely sitting in here. So we don't want too much globber in there, because obviously a GoPro is not proof to to paint. It is proof to like damage and stuff like that. So this is a chemical, it's not water or anything. So, but as you can see, all we did was coat the surface a little bit, and we got pretty much full coverage on this, exactly to break up the coloring. So we'll just take that, put it off to the side. We're just gonna put it on its head, because that's most likely not gonna be the area that it's gonna be seen. And then we're just gonna wipe a lot of this stuff off the side, because we're gonna put a new layer on there for this, for the Claymore front plate, and also the little clip here. So what I like to do is I like to use a rag. I like to wipe a lot of the stuff away, right? So now I do recommend using just regular tap water. You don't have to use like mineral spirits or anything like that. Like, it's as long as it's clean, it should work well. So there we go. And now we got to set up for the next one. So let's set it up. Alright, so this didn't turn out good. I don't like it. Some of you might like it, but it's really gloppy, right? That's what I'm kind of afraid when doing this. I hate the globbers. Obviously, as you can see, some of this actually dries faster than the rest, so it does create a little bit of globbiness everywhere. So we're just gonna have to clean it off and start over again. Obviously, we can just wipe some of this off, and then we'll just we don't have to repaint the surface. Obviously, we're just going to wipe a majority of this off, because it will come off. It's still not all of it's dry. And then we'll just repaint this surface again and just retry again. Alright, so that turned out a little bit better. I do like this pattern a little bit more. As you can see, it's a little bit smoothed up here, so we'll just lightly roll it in the top. Obviously, then we'll drag some of the bigger chunks off here. We want to now, painting might vary, so you might have a really good paint job like we saw on the GoPro front, right? And you might have some really bad paint jobs like this. Obviously, with spray paint, it's designed to dry as fast as possible. So when you're painting the surface, it's already filmed. Like I can pretty much pick this up with my hand alone. So you want to try to move as fast as possible. Obviously, you want to use controlled spraying, because you want to make sure you get the colors you want. Obviously, the more colors it is, the more haphazard it's going to be. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm just going to continue a little bit off camera, and just so you guys can see the end product. Alright guys, so now that we got the items, gave them a chance to dry and everything, we went through all of them all, they didn't turn out half bad. They might still be a little tiny bit wet from the water, right? But now that they got a chance to dry, they didn't turn out as bad as I thought they would. That still has a little bit of wet paint on it. That's fine. So yeah, so this is the basic way of hydro painting, or hydro whatever, however you want to call it. I'm probably sure we'll have something labeled in the title correctly. Just gotta clean out that back area a little bit. I'll clean that up later. But it didn't turn out half bad. Now, there's a reason why I had to paint it a base paint first. You don't have to do that, but it's just in case the paint didn't settle on it correctly. So if it did settle on it correctly, it works out great. If it didn't, at least you still have some coverage. Like we can see in the 360 camera here, right? A lot of the paint did not take to the surface. However, the red paint underneath it makes it look just as good, because that's what camouflage is. It's just a breaking up of color to so that you're not seen as well. So yeah, that turned out well. Everything turned out well. Obviously, I'm probably gonna have to do some finals, right, to make sure the GoPro and everything fits back in. So that's gonna involve me taking apart some screws and such. But for now, it works. It works and it looks good. Obviously, if you guys have any comments, leave them down in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you guys. If you want me to show you guys the usage of the Claymore, which is the M18 Alpha 1, in the airsoft Claymore. This is not a real Claymore. This is a toy, right? Leave it down in the comment section down below if you want to see that in working condition. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today here on Command Wolf Gaming. Hope you enjoyed the footage. If you have any comments or suggestions that you want to see here on CWG's crafting table, make sure to leave it down in the comment section down below. If it's possible, I'm more than happy to do it. You know, if it's some like major construction project, obviously I'm going to be a little bit more tied up with that. But if it's something possible, I will be more happy to do it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, and share. Spread the love, and I hope to see you next time here on Command Wolf Gaming.
Now keep your hand off that mouse, folks. We have so much more fun and exciting content on this channel that you guys and gals are missing out on, that it's not funny. So all you have to do is hit the big red subscribe button right down below this video. Also remember to hit the bell notification button. You can't miss it. It looks like the Taco Bell bell, just without any color. And with doing that, you are officially subscribed to my channel, Command Wolf Gaming, and will receive notifications on when new material is up on my channel for you guys and gals to view and enjoy. If you like what we are doing, hit the thumbs up button. If not, hit the thumbs down button. But remember to always leave a comment or a suggestion down below in the comment section. I want to know what you think, and I want to hear what you guys and gals want to see in the gameplay. But as always, folks, like, subscribe, share, and spread the love, and I hope to see you guys next time here on Command Wolf Gaming.